Hey everybody, time for a bit of an update here, and primarily both the channel update and the inner circle update here. So as you can see, these are my Dark Angels as they sit. I'm making pretty good progress here. So what we've got going on here is my old Ravenwing stuff that I had, my 3 units of Black Knights, Samuel, Chaplain. Since I've added, of course, quite a bit. They're my Devastators I built, Last Cannon Devastators, Salt Squad, 2 regular Ravenwing squads. The characters from the Dark Vengeance box, the Terminators from the Dark Vengeance box. Here is a set of regular tactical Marines, a Rhino and a Razorback. I've got the first half of the Dark Vengeance tactical Marines just about done. I've built the 3rd tactical squad, and I still have 2 drop pods and a Razorback in boxes for this army. So I'm still a long way from finishing up the Lion's Blade. Oh, and a Devastator squad. So I got a Devastator squad, 2 drop pods, and a Razorback in boxes. So I've still got a long way to go before I finish the Lion's Blade, because I have to build. So I got 3 tactical squads at least built now, and then I have another Assault squad and the 2 Devastator squads to build. I don't have an Assault squad. So. But I've been painting furiously, constantly. These Terminators were a pain. I hate painting bone color. Everything else has gone pretty smoothly. There's lots of magnets, of course. Everything is heavily magnetized. I do have an extra sergeant here in the tactical squad, just in case I can run. That way I can run 2 units of 5 with an actual sergeant. Instead of 1 unit of 10. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I've been adding some weathering. I haven't done any chipping or stuff, but I have done some pigments on the feet and tracks of all the vehicles. So I've dirtied up all the tires from all the bikes and stuff like that. So they're halfway between what the Blood Angels were and what the Space Wolves are. So it's a good balance for me. Just adding a little pigments dirties them up without having to worry about chipping the paint or anything. This isn't the final display board. Of course, you saw my terrain piece, which is going to be part of the display board. If I don't have time to do anything else, I'm going to have to cut this thing down because it's actually 30 inches wide, which is plus whatever width these are. So it's like 30.5 inches, which is too wide for the inner circle. It has to be 2 by 2, so I'd have to cut the sides off, which wouldn't be so problem. Just literally cut 3.5 inches off each side and call it good. Maybe put a piece out here in front or something. I don't know. But that's if I don't have time or resources to do a completely new board, which doesn't look like I'm going to have either one. But yeah, so that's where we're going forward. We're still working on this thing. May 13th, so I've got just under a month before the final of the inner circle. If I do use this board, I'm definitely going to be repainting the lava, so more of a blend instead of these stark contrast lines that we have in there now. Because that's the way I used to do it before I could blend. But so I'm going to redo that with proper blend like I do on the other bases I have now. It's going to look a lot better. And I don't know what to do about the circles. The circles were from my old Blood Angels list, so these are all cut out for the models and objectives that I used to have. And they got washers in there for the magnets would sit in there. Worked pretty well. Of course, all the holes for the tactical Marines are 25mm, which doesn't work anymore. And I got the 60mm holes for a couple dreadnoughts. But I'm sure I could cover up the holes quite nicely with the 32mm bases now, so it wouldn't be a big deal. Wouldn't be a big deal at all. So let's go back to the desk here. I got some more to show you. One moment. And we're back. So here we're looking at what I'm currently working on. And of course we have the Dark Vengeance Tactical Marines. These guys are done except for their final varnish, and then some pigments on the feet. and I'm starting to work on the second 5 from that unit. This is the way I like to do it usually, is 5 at a time. So I don't, because I really kind of hate batch painting. So I tend to do individual models. It may not be as efficient, but it's definitely more, it keeps me engaged more, I should say. And tonight I've pretty much finished building the second tactical squad. This was the actual tactical squad from the Gauntlet box that I bought from the Games Workshop store. This guy's like this because, I don't know, that's one of the, so I got the 7 guys here. I haven't glued their arms on yet because I'm waiting for the shoulder pads and arms to cure before I stick them in place. So we got the special weapon guys, magnetized of course, and I'm being very careful so that all the tactical squads have the same magnetization on them regardless of which unit they're from. So I can just mix and match the bits without having to worry about it. It's probably something I don't remember doing with the Blood Angels. And just like that, he's good. So no matter what, so I can keep these guys separate. Or I don't have to keep the bits separate for each squad, I should say. This guy is like this, and because I still haven't decided what heavy weapon I'm going to put in the unit. It could be Krav, but I only have 2 Krav cannons left, and I want to put those in the Devastators, so I haven't decided yet. Now here's the Sergeant from this unit. This guy's really came out pretty cool. Get this out of the way here. So this has the chest piece, this part up here, and the sword from the Dark Angels upgrade sprue. And one thing I want to note about the sword that comes in the upgrade sprue is actually right-handed, not left-handed. But everything else is the opposite way. So I actually had to cut the sword off here, put it on the hand from the power sword that comes with the tactical squad to get it to fit on the right hand. So I thought that was very odd for it to be. It actually says Angels of Death in the sword. So that's kind of cool. Of course, then he's got all these magnetized bits. So we got those 2 things. This chain sword. And the combi weapon. It's magnetized with whatever combi I want to put on it. Just like that. So, very nice. So I got left to do, I said all I gotta do with these guys is get these arms glued on in place, and then again figure out what heavy weapon I want to put in the unit. I still don't know what I'm going to use. This guy came out pretty well. This is the, I said this is the Dark Vengeance Marine body with the Grav cannon from the Devastator squad, and it fits pretty well. You know, it doesn't really look like anything out of the ordinary. So I have the nice raised detail shoulder pad here with the Grav cannon. That was actually ended up being a decal. So, that's right. And you can see that I've been playing my Tau and Necrons, and I haven't started really painting in those yet because I've been so busy with these guys. So once these guys are done, or I should say once the inner circle is done, I'm going to be out of money to finish the Lion's Blade, which is going to require, what, 7 more, or 5 more transports? Yeah, 5 more transports, because I got 5. I need 5 more. 3 tacticals, assault, and Devastator squad per unit. Yeah, it's 5, 10. I got 5. Okay, yeah, so I need 5 more transports. And that's, you know, those are 30, 40 bucks a pop before discount. So that adds up pretty quick. But I'll have everything else for the Lion's Blade, just not the transports and the second assault squad. So I have 5 transports and assault squad is what I'm going to need for the finish the Lion's Blade. So this will give me, so the goal here is I'm going to have different flavors of competitive armies. So in the, this video is going to be long, so I'm going to put Ramble on this here. So if you guys don't want to watch it, you don't have to. So I'm going to have, the goal here is to have my cat just shook the camera, is to have the Lion's Blade have an MSU style competitive army. I'm going to have the Tau and Necrons, which is going to be a shooty kind of competitive army, and then I'm going to have two Death Star armies. I'm going to have Gazgul's Decurion, and I'm also going to have Thunderwolf with Dark Angels. So basically, Thunderwolf Kaz with Samuel. So that'll be my Death Star. And the only thing I need to get for that is some of the Forensian Wolves. I picked up a Space Wolves Getting Started box, so I have all the rest of the Thunderwolves I need for that. And then I'll have my so I'll have the Death Star armies, and I'll have the Thunderwolf. Let's see. And also for the other competitive army, I also have the Zad Snark biker army. So I'll have several competitive armies to play in ITC tournaments. And that's the goal here. It's just so I'm not stuck playing the same thing. You know, I really like playing Death Star armies, but mixing up a little bit isn't going to hurt anyone anytime soon. So that's where we're going forward. So we've got another month on Dark Angels. Painting, lots of painting going on. Then after that, I'm going to finish my Orc UFOs. I have sprayed them with metallic paint, and that is as far as they've gotten. So, and I'm really not sure exactly what I'm going to do, because most of my Orc vehicles are just basically balls of rust. I'm not entirely certain that's what I want to do with these guys, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities. And then once those guys are painted, then I'm going to be working on the Tau and Necrons that I have currently primed. And so I've got, and then sometimes in the future, I still have the Space Wolves to finish up. I got a whole start collecting box from Space Wolves. I also have a massive model car project to do, which is a tractor trailer rig. It's like 3 feet long almost altogether, which I'd like to get started sometime. That's again not going to be till after the Inner Circle's done. And I picked up a few odds and ends Orc models here and there. I've got a prime truck I picked up for really cheap. I think it was like $16 or something like that I picked it up for. So that'll give me a chance to have another truck. I just have to decide how I want to paint it. It's likely going to be Goff, just like my other Goff truck. I also need to customize it because I can't leave a truck stock in any way, shape, or form. So I have to figure out how to do that. So there is a lot for me to do in the upcoming months. You know, the end of the year last year I was running out of stuff to do, but this year I sold an army. I don't know if I told anyone this yet, but I sold my Medusa Strike Force because it was just another Death Star army, and I didn't need another Death Star army. So basically, back last summer when I made the decision to go that way forward, I think it was the wrong decision because I don't need another Death Star army. If Death Star armies, I'm going to either play the Thunderwolves or I'm going to play Gazgul. I don't need another Death Star on top of that. So, I guess I've rambled on for quite a bit. So, in this, I haven't done many showcase videos on the stuff that I finished up here because I've just been too busy. I will probably do that going forward, especially once I get done with the Inner Circle. I'll go through and highlight all the individual models, the Deathwing Terminators, the characters, which came out really well, I think. I'm not doing a very complicated paint job. I'm just doing your basic GW stuff, base, wash, layer, highlight. And I did do some blending on the cloaks, though, here and there, so that helps a lot. They really stand out. But other than that, I'm just kind of trudging through these guys. I said I'm going to have to finish up the second half of this tactical squad here, and then I'm going to have to stop and work on the display board. So I don't know how long this video is going to be at this point. It's going to be a while, but so this is a bit of a ramble where we are going forward. And on top of it all, I've got other things in my personal life I got to deal with. Mainly, I've put some weight back on, and I'm not happy about it. So I actually started exercising today, and it would just brutalized my back and my knees, and so recuperating doing that, painting while recuperating is going to be very nice. Well, I have really very much been a long ramble video. What do you expect to see coming up? Again, I haven't made very many update videos, individual unit updates, but I can do that if you want to see the individual units highlighted up. Until then, I'm going to keep cracking on these Tactical Marines, and I'll talk to you later.